Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's September 30th, 2013. I just got this a few minutes ago. It's a scanner used. They're no longer, this model is no longer manufactured with a power supply. And I got it very quickly on eBay. I'll put the link to those people's site. They have a whole bunch of these. I'm not sure if they bought out, if a police department or a fire department or what, but they got a whole bunch. And now this is not state of the art. This is not a trunking scanner. It's just a old-fashioned scanner. If you live in Dallas, Fort Worth, Miami, major cities, they probably all are using the trunking system. This is a straight scanner. But one thing, it's just extremely easy. You don't need, there's no ability to hook this up to a computer and enter the frequencies with a program. You have to punch the frequencies in. But it's very easy to do. But I'm going to hook this up. Let me also, I got yesterday, let me see if I can show it to you or not. I bought an antenna. I already mounted it. Now I'm not in front of the computer, so I can't see what you're saying, but can you see up there in the corner? Piece of PVC pipe, maybe 7 inches. Then I got the cable running over there and down. So I bought that off of eBay. Also, the reviews, it's got mixed reviews. A lot of people say that it's no better than, the antenna, the telescoping antenna that goes in the back. But I figure, now what I did when I got that yesterday or the day before, yesterday was Sunday, so like when I got it Saturday, I hooked it up to my ham radio. And when I try to do APRS, it's transmitting and receiving. It's transmitting out 5 watts. My location, call sign, speed direction, all that kind of stuff. And when I'm out with this walking around, very rarely do I hit another unit that passes the information on. But I hooked up the antenna, replaced this, and immediately made the connection with that. I'm not recommending it as a ham antenna, but just saying. Then also in the kitchen, I've got an old television set that doesn't have the digital capability built into it, but I have an old digital box. I hooked that up the other day and hooked rabbit ears, just old-time rabbit ears, to it and picked up, I didn't count them, but picked up a few digital stations. Not a lot, not as many as there were. So yesterday, Saturday, when I got that antenna, I hooked it up and pulled in a whole bunch of digital channels. So the money's not wasted. So I'm going to end this here. I'll be back. And we'll see what's going on here. Okay, I'm back. I've got the frequencies put in the radio. Very easy to put in. The scanner I had before was this one. You just punch, punch a number, put the number in, punch a number, save it to it's very easy. Scanner seems to be working okay, nothing spectacular. The antennas, I've got one antenna that, where's my wire here? That's the one I have now hooked up is actually in the window, a suction glass on the window there. Now this other one that I showed you over in the corner over there. I don't see any spectacular results from, either one of them, which is what I expect, what I expected. I live in an apartment. If I didn't live in an apartment, I'd have an outside antenna, and that would make a world of difference. In the Kansas City, Missouri area, actually Belton, Missouri, when I lived there, we lived in a bi-level, and we had a patio on the top floor, whatever. You went out from the dining room onto the patio, and I put about a 6-foot pole up, put an antenna on top of that, and I could pick up walkie-talkies. I was in Belton, Missouri, south of Kansas City, and I could pick up walkie-talkies being used in downtown Kansas City. The hospital I worked at was in the downtown area of Kansas City, Missouri, and I could pick up the security officers on the walkie-talkies talking. And since I knew the layout, I could pretty much, when I didn't hear them, I could tell sort of where they were, and when I could hear them, I knew they were out in the parking lots or front part of the building or whatever. So having an external outside antenna is just would be great, but live in an apartment and it's not going to happen. Actually, I'm on the ground floor, and if I was in a second floor apartment, they would allow me to put a small antenna out, not on the roof, but on my patio, I could go up a little ways and do that. But I think I'm too old to be climbing up and down stairs, and especially trying to carry groceries or something upside down. Upside down. Yeah, that's probably how I would end up, is upside down. Anyway, like I said, that antenna that I got, I hooked it to my ham radio, and it on at least 2 meters seemed like it worked okay. Um, there's different things with antennas uh, when you're connecting them to impedance and things like that. And so just because one antenna would, say, work with this walkie-talkie, doesn't necessarily, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work with, this scanner or some other device. But I'm sure that this antenna is as good or probably better than coming out of the back of the scanner with the little metal telescoping antenna. But I don't think it's much better. Anyway, enough of that. Thanks very much for watching.